Do you have a business plan for 2026? Real estate agents and business owners in general should have a business plan. Otherwise, you're just kind of shooting in the dark. You're aiming at a target that doesn't exist. And it's a proven fact that those with a business plan and a written business plan are more successful than those without. Hey everybody, Mike Ferrante, 21 Mike team. We're real estate agents serving the state of OH. And I know in unison you're all saying IO, unless you're from the SEC. And you can hit us up at 21mike.com. Click that button at the top, schedule an appointment with me or someone on the team. If you have any needs whatsoever in real estate, specifically in Ohio, but by all means, guys, we have a vast network of agents through various platforms. And if you have a need anywhere in the world, please talk to us and we know people. So now let's get to the matter at hand, and that is business planning. I'm going to give you guys a PowerPoint. Who doesn't love a good PowerPoint? And we're going to kind of go through the basic steps of getting a business plan together. It should also be in writing. So please get your notepads, hit pause if you're watching this on YouTube, and take that opportunity to smash the subscribe button. If you're listening to this on the Free Beer and Real Estate podcast, you could still take notes. And by all means, this is a very basic business plan, but you should have something in writing with at least some goal setting, right? All right. So now that I've talked and you guys got your business plan pads together, we're going to do a quick screen share here and show you a PowerPoint just so you can look at something other than my ugly face. All right, so obviously we're here to talk about business planning, and this is specifically geared toward real estate agents, but certainly every business owner should be doing this process. And today's steps are good for practically any business. I don't know a business that wouldn't want to start with why. Okay, and I'm going to show you a great book recommendation here, just a quick screenshot of Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And if you really want to dig into your why, get this book. It's an easy read. I want to say it's 200 some pages, maybe, but companies and agents and brokerages and teams with a very strong why tend to be more successful. Have you guys ever noticed that when you hear a story, some inspirational story about someone who became hugely successful, a lot of times they had some big down. They hit rock bottom and then bounced back up. And you know what that is? It's all about their why. So we had an event many years ago, and I wish I could remember the gal's name. I wish I could hit pause and go look it up. You guys probably know who I'm talking about, but she was an Olympic swimmer, I believe. But as a child, she was literally a prisoner in her own body. She was trapped within her body, conscious and aware, but unable to move. It was a very strange, rare disease. And as you'd imagine, her body atrophied, and they never knew if she would speak or, walk or, have any type of human interaction again. And after years of being bedridden, suddenly she started to get better. And it was truly an inspiring story. I remember getting teary-eyed in the audience hearing it, but it all started with just a single move of her eye. And her mom was there every day talking to her. And one day, she moved her eye and followed her mom. And she's like, "Oh my God, can you hear me?" And she went on to become an ESPN anchor, Olympic athlete, and from that. So listen, we all don't have those stories, but when we go through our team business plan on the 21 Mike team, I often start with this exercise and then come back to it, because here's what happens. And the trap I don't want you guys to follow into is to say, well, my why is to pay off my debt. My why is to save money for vacation. My why is to put my kids through college. My why is to save for retirement. Those are fine. Those are just fine whys. But does that really motivate you when you think about paying off your credit cards or saving for retirement? That's way too nebulous, guys. It's way too freaking nebulous. So I want to challenge you a little bit. And I see a couple teammates on the call today. I appreciate you guys being here. And I know we've done this exercise many times, but in the past, I've sort of failed to challenge you on that. So when you tell me my why is fill in the blank, I want you to dig a little deeper on that because your why isn't paying off the credit card. That's not really the reason that you want to make that extra money to pay off the credit card. It's going to be the way you feel, right? So right now, when you think about not having this why, if you don't have enough saved for retirement, is it the fear? Is it, oh my God, what am I going to do? Am I going to have to work until I die? Am I going to be able to enjoy any type of retirement? Am I going to be able to spend time with my family, my kids, my grandkids? So think about those feelings and dig a little deeper because it's the feelings, it's the emotions, it's that higher level sort of motivation that you guys need when you create a business plan. So, Nikki, Raw, Mike, we've done this exercise enough times where you say, oh yeah, yeah, Mike, I already know what my why is, but is it really that, or is it the feelings that come with that victory? Is it the feelings that come with the financial security or paying off the credit cards or taking an extra vacation with your loved one, with your kids, whatever it is? So in the past, I feel like we've kind of dismissed this whole concept of start with why. And here's a whole book on it, best-selling book. I remember when I put it down, I said, wow, the businesses that really take the why seriously are the ones that are really successful. Grab the book, read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I wanted to spend a little longer on why today, guys, because I feel like in the past I haven't, and I'm not doing you any favors by not really, really talking about it. Okay, now next, so, by the way, on your notepad, make your list. Make the basic whys. Well, I got that darn credit card I want to pay off, or I want to pay off my mortgage. But dig deeper. How will it make you feel when you achieve it? How does it make you feel by not achieving it? Those are your whys. It's the pain and the pleasure associated with getting it or not getting it. So now what we need to do is write down some numbers. And there's going to be homework at the end. And if you don't have all these numbers, that's the homework to bring this stuff with you next week when we actually start putting together a tangible plan, something on paper. Okay. And it can be a spreadsheet, it could be a notepad. We have versions of this that you can plug into a PDF. You can write it by hand if you want, however you want to do it, but put this on paper. You'll already be ahead of 90% of the people out there who are competing with you. So, what I need to know, what you need to know, is what happened so far in 2025. Okay, I don't care if you're a new agent and you've only been working for a month, put down some numbers. How many people have you talked to? How many appointments have you had? How many appointments did you convert? And of course, your income. How many closings did you have? All that kind of stuff, put it on paper. And then from that, say, use that as a baseline. And even if this year's a zero, I want you to start thinking about what your income goals are for 2026. Now, we start talking about income, and some of us are going to say, Mike, it's not all about money. And I agree 100%. Mike Pillow from Mount Vernon, Apple Valley Lake area, we talk about this all the time. When guys like us start thinking about income, closings, we stall out. We become less inspired. We're motivated by, I'm getting goosebumps. How many people did we help? That feeling that yeah, the paycheck is nice. Obviously that's what buys the new boat or buys the new, cover for your boat or your car. I mean, yes, it buys things, but we're motivated by that feeling that I just helped another group of people, another family, another individual, and now they're part of my sphere of influence. And of course, when we start talking about sources of business, you guys all have some kind of sphere of influence, whether it's one person, whether it's 1,000. Adding to that sphere of influence feels good, doesn't it? These are people who know you, they like you, they trust you. You're their trusted advisor. And there's a certain sense of family, of belonging that comes from having that sphere of influence, having people trust and love you. Maybe love is a strong word. Some people would argue that I'm unlovable, probably Michigan fans, right? But seriously, think about what motivates you, but it all starts with closing deals, helping people, and it turns it boils down to transactions. So think of it in terms of income, think of it in terms of transactions, whatever is comfortable for you as you start putting together these goals for 2026. Next slide. In order to put together a business plan where we boil it down to what activities you have to do, how many leads you have to generate, how many appointments you have to set, we need to know some numbers. So we need to know your total commissions, and how many you had, what your average commission was, because it all starts with the numbers. And just to give you a sneak peek at how we do this, and many of you on the call here have already done this in years past, and if you haven't, do it this year. It starts now. We start with income. We break it down by buyers and sellers, which is the next slide. Buyers and sellers. From there, we need to know what your sale prices are, what your commissions are, because then we can say, well, you need 5 buyers and 5 sellers to hit that income goal. And if you work with renters, you can factor that in. But from there, we can kind of decide, well, if I need 5 sellers, how many listing appointments do you need? Do you convert 100% of the listing appointments you go on? You're like, yeah, Mike, that's the dream. Well, guess what? There are people who say, yes, I do, because they're only working with their sphere. They get come list me calls. Hey, Mike, you sold my house 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We're being relocated. I need you to sell my property. Those are great. But not all of us have that luxury of only being able to work our sphere. So we're prospecting. Maybe we're knocking on doors, sending letters like a lot of us are. By the way, guys, if expired listings are not part of your business plan for next year, you're missing the boat. And we're doing 5 weeks of business planning. Weeks 3, 4, we'll start getting into the how we generate this business, how we generate conversations and appointments. And expired listings are going to be a thing. They already are. But at the end of the year, you're going to see a lot more listings come off the market. So back to the numbers. You've got your total goal, buyers and sellers, how much you generate, and we're going to come up with a number. I need 5 buyers, 5 sellers. In order to get 5 sellers, maybe I need 6, 7, 8 seller appointments because maybe I don't get 100%. So now you need to create 8 seller appointments. How many sellers do you think you have to talk to before you get to 8? Well, it's at least 8, but it's probably a lot more, especially if you're prospecting. If you're calling expireds, does every single expired that you talk to say, yeah, Mike, come on over. Let's talk about why my house didn't sell and how you can do it better? That doesn't happen, right? It takes a lot of follow-up. So you have to generate a lot of conversations to hit that number of appointments. So we're going to boil it down in our business plan to how many people you have to talk to per day, per week, per month, and in the year to generate the income that you have to create. Guys, what do we do for a living? We talk to people. So if you can boil a business plan down to, I need to talk to 10 people every day to hit my income goal, could you do that? I challenge you. Could you do that? So think about this year and where your business came from. Sphere should be on the list. Did you get any referrals? Did you do any door knocking, open houses, mailers, phone calls? Did you do any social media? Are you producing video daily, Mike Pillow? Maybe 3 times a day, posting on social media. Now that's more passive, and we'll talk about passive versus active ways of getting business. But where did your business come from in 2025? Oh, typo. And where will your business come from in 2026? Where will it come from in 2026? What's working? What isn't working? Like Tom Ferry talks about, what's working? What are you going to double down on? I'm doing this activity and it's working great. I need to do more of that. I need to do less of this other activity because it's not working. It's not a good use of my time. Maybe I need to stop doing certain things. And then, of course, what things do you need to start doing? And again, if expireds is not on that list, I think you're nuts. So where will your business come from in 2026? Will you add some lead sources? Will you add some conversation sources? Will you do more open houses? We'll get into all the sources of business in the upcoming weeks, but In order to start a business plan, we need those basics. Okay, we need your income goals, your average commissions, how many you did this year, and it's okay if it's zero. We just have to start somewhere. So, guys, that's what I have for you today on step one of business planning. Your homework is to come up with all those numbers and bring them next week. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and hit pause on the recording and open it up for any questions. But again, guys, if you're listening to this or watching it, please go to 21mike.com, click that button at the top, schedule an appointment if you're an agent and you're interested in the team. And if you're a buyer or seller, we're happy to help you there, of course, as well. Any real estate needs you have, 21mike.com. Thanks, everybody. Anybody have any wacky questions, comments? Oh, hey, Scott. I didn't see you hopped on. Oh, Scott's off.
I have a question for you. I was working on my business plan this weekend when we're down Tennessee. Anyway, do you have the 2026 Tom Ferry plan? I tried to pull that up, but I could. I was getting a 2025, and
Let me see. I don't know if they sent that to me as a spreadsheet or a PDF. Um,
so
yeah,
I think I'm still using 2022, which is still the same thing. It's just
yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's largely the same thing. The over the years, they've given me different versions, and I like the version that I kept. Like the next year, they came out with a version, and I'm like, well, this isn't fillable, or this they changed things around, and I don't like it as much. But yeah, I definitely need to see what they gave me this year. I just finished mine for Coach Fred, and um, there didn't seem to be a downloadable or fillable version. But I have my call with him tomorrow, so I will ask.
all right. Not a biggie. I mean, because part of it's fillable, part of it's not. I filled it at once, and it won't let me change it. So that's kind of like the why and stuff. So
Mm,
I may just kind of just create my own based off of that if need be.
yeah. Yeah, I think certainly there's longer versions and shorter versions of business plans, but Mike, you're so far ahead of most people when it comes to that type of planning. But let me see if there's another tool to throw in your toolbox.
All right.
Cool. Anybody else? Hey, Roel, I saw you unmuted. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So the all of those are in the boot camp, right? Because I've never done the whole thing. I only part of it. So I want to this year. I want to concentrate on because I need some money. I need to make some money. Not all the money. I need to sell some home. Not even about
So
making money. Yeah. So I
yeah,
definitely need to get in there. Yeah.
and think about your why. I
Yeah.
know like that basic, oh, I want to make more money.
Great.
And even if you get more specific and say it's for this,
Right.
again, I really want to challenge you guys to say, but is that, oh, I want more savings. That's not really your why. Your why is the feeling that comes with that, or the ability to do something, or travel, or financial security, or paying for college for, there's something more to it. I really want you to take that next step from I want to make more money to
Right.
fill in the blank.
And his book is what was it again? The why? I didn't write it down. What is it again?
Oh, Roll, I even gave you an extra 30 seconds to grab a
I
notepad.
know. It's
It
I know.
it's called Start with Why. It's on
Start with why.
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in
Yeah.
paperback. It's probably 10, $12 or something, but it's a
Okay.
really, really easy, good
I'm going to
read,
the
but it's
bookstore today.
powerful.
So yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Any
Yeah.
clip
Um,
notes?
Cliff Notes would be like 3 pages.
Yeah.
Raw, we also have a real simple spreadsheet. So if
Mm.
all you want to do is the spreadsheet, we could do that too. That's what we do for agents that like just want a basic plan. They just want to know, well, how
Yeah.
many people do I need to talk to every day? So there's the full business plan, and then we also have it's called the What You Want calculator, and that hasn't changed.
Right.
So it's in your folder. You
Right.
literally could go through the exercise of saying, here's my income goal. Here's how much my average commission is, and I can help you fill that out, because the average commission does not auto populate. That's something we put in manually because we'd rather think about it and say, well, based on company splits, team splits, what is it going to be? There's companies that are 100%. There's companies that have company splits and team splits and different fees.
Right.
So I leave that one not a formula so we can manually say, well, if your average sale is 250,000, we can kind of figure out what your average commission is going to be and then go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Feel free
All
to just drop something on my calendar and
right.
I'm sure you'll need help fill even if you just do the spreadsheet form, I'm sure you'll want a little help going over that.
Yes, I do. But I'm not gonna be here Saturday for your for the team, whatever,
The
because
role
I'm
play.
going out of town. So I'll be there following week. So I definitely, yeah, definitely, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
allowed to miss one once in a while.
No, I hate missing because I need all the
Yeah. Oh, you accidentally muted yourself.
oh no, I said I need to be at all of them because I need everyone. I know it's but I think I'm getting better, I think, but I need all of them,
I
believe
think
me.
so
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Nikki, did you have a quick question? I saw you unmuted.
Oh yeah. Hi everyone. I know you mentioned expireds, and I know we do a lot of practice with, reaching out to expired sellers. But just wondering if you had like any advice or in terms of like how many we should reach out to because, I try not to get discouraged, but I just haven't really had any luck with expires in the past. So like if there's like a formula for, reaching out and following up and
For
you know,
sure.
yeah.
So right now we are putting together a mailer campaign, which we're going to roll out to the team. It includes letters, it includes postcards. So I think mailing expireds can be really, really effective, but it's like anything else. It's all about the number of touches, the number of attempts. The mistake that most agents make, including me, because I haven't converted any expireds yet recently. I've converted in the past, but I make two, maybe three attempts. I'm usually making at least more than one, but two or three attempts is not enough. You have to touch people between 6 and 10 times to really have a higher level of conversion. And so the way I'll answer your question is by saying that you should have multiple forms of contact. There should be mail, there should be a phone call, at least one phone call. Hey, did you get my letter? Did you get the information I dropped off? I've been doing a lot of door knocking of expired. So we have those little hanger bags that go on the door, and I've been trying different marketing pieces. I've tried cutesy ones. Selling your home shouldn't be a sour experience, and there's a picture of a lemon, and I drop some lemon heads, the candy, a little box of lemon heads. I didn't get any calls back from that, but that should be one of say 10 touches. But the call, text, email, social media ads, knocking on the door, send 5 to 10 letters and or postcards. I think that if you're not doing all of those things, you're going to have a lower percent chance of even getting the appointment. So the answer as to how many should you be following up with, I think it's better to follow up with 10 and do all those touches than it is to do 100 and only make one attempt each.
And I'm
Mm.
So,
still not
however,
giving up on the video text either.
yeah, yeah, Mike was getting responses from video text too, where he actually produced a short video and said, "Hey, this is Mike, agent with Century 21. I noticed your house 123 Main Street's no longer on the market." And he actually puts a little production value into the video where there's a little bit of music and his information flashes up on the screen. And, under a minute so that it can be texted, I think is what you were doing, right, Mike?
Yes. Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be under a minute.
Yep. Under a minute. So it's textable. And, that's one of his touches. Now, hopefully he's also dropping stuff off, knocking on the door, maybe
Yep.
sending a letter or two or a postcard. And some of these things can be automated. So postcards through Property Radar, we can go in and schedule, click and schedule postcards. Any marketing pieces you guys do, make sure you run them past me because we want to make sure we're compliant. One of the things I wasn't doing was adding a disclaimer at the bottom, a very small disclaimer that basically says, hey, if you've already listed with another brokerage, please disregard this message. We don't want to be sending these to people who've already signed a listing agreement because that could potentially be an ethics violation.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. And I really like the idea of the video text. I might have to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike has his numbers, it's tapered off a little bit, but, really good success. I love that he's doing the production value, but even if you just did a selfie video, Have a
Mhm.
script, don't just wing it. But, texting a selfie video uh, where you introduce yourself, I think it's a lot more, it's a lot harder to ignore or be mean to someone when you can see them. It's easy for someone to hang up with you or say, stop calling me, if you're just on the phone. But if you're sending a video, that's better. And I would argue that if you're knocking on the door and face to face, it's the result is better. Now, of course, that's the most time consuming method. That's why I say try all the different methods. The easiest is a quick letter, postcard. The other thing is just putting it out there on social media. So we did an open house a couple weeks ago, and I knocked on a door and no, yeah, I mean, I barely got 3 words out. I said, I'm Mike Ferrante. We're having an open house down the street. And she's like, I know who you are.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, wow. I'm thinking, oh no, what did I do? And then she said, yeah, I saw your video. I'm like, oh, which video? Well, the video about the house down the street. And all I did was a live walk around video. Hey, we're having an open house today. Come and see me, blah, blah, blah. Put it on Facebook Live, downloaded it and put it on YouTube. And so what happened was the lady saw the for sale sign and just went on Google and said house for sale on Dayflower in Twinsburg. Well, what came up was my video. We did that. It was kind of an interesting strategy. I'm not live streaming or recording this anymore because I don't want everybody to have this, but for you guys, I'll share this. Uh, eh, Now, Mike, for you, it doesn't even work during the coming soon period. It has to be before it even goes in the MLS. So 24 hours before, like the day before you go in the MLS, whether it's coming soon in Columbus or whether it's active here in Northeast Ohio, you can start marketing. So we did Facebook. Jordan did some Instagram posts. She did a TikTok video. And I did Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, a blog post all about that house being for sale. Well, when people Google that address or house for sale on Dayflower, yes, Zillow comes up because they spend so much money on house for sale street, house for sale Twinsburg. And we're never going to beat them. We can't outspend Zillow when it comes to SEO, the search engine optimization, when someone does a search. But what we can beat them on are more specific searches. So she searched house for sale on Dayflower. So it's Zillow, then my video, my blog, Jordan's video, Jordan's other video. Now, once it went active, yes, Realtor.com and the brokerage websites all started creeping up and pushing us down. But one of them stayed, and that was my video. My video stayed on page one of Google for the whole, I mean, I haven't checked lately, but a week later, it was still page one. So that was pretty cool. But my point is do content and, it all comes together. Like it's the whole wheel of marketing. When you can actually knock on someone's door and they say, I know who you are, that's pretty powerful. That's the ultimate result. Uh, but even if you start getting someone who says, "Oh yeah, I've seen your videos," or "I saw you did a feature on what's the school that you teach at." Maybe Nikki, maybe you interview the principal. Hey, moving to I think you're in Willoughby. You know, you should know all you should about 123 elementary school. I just did a interview with a state senator who's based out of Hudson here. And I plan on doing more. I'm gonna try to get an interview with the mayor of Solon. Imagine that kind of content. People will watch that, and if I'm the one interviewing the mayor of Solon, that paints me pretty much as an expert of Solon, of course.
Yeah, I like that idea too. I never even thought about that angle. I mean, I did kind of think about different ways to, post things on social media that are not directly tied in with real estate. But like you said, thinking about moving to Willoughby, well, check out our school or whatever, So that's
Mhm.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, feature businesses. I was just going through old videos, and you probably know, or at least you've seen, if you haven't been in there, Finestra Gallery in downtown Willoughby.
Yes.
Yep. I sold their condo many, many years ago. And at the time, I said, hey, let me come in and do a community spotlight, a feature video of your business. And, it has dozens of views, maybe hundreds. But I'm going to keep that video forever because, it's me talking about a Willoughby business. It helps with my credibility in that city.
Mhm.
Yep. All right, good stuff. I'm going to run here. You guys all, you can all reach out to me directly, whether it's business plan, marketing ideas, if you want to have a better expired campaign. Like I said, we're putting together templates of the letters and postcards right now, and we should have them done in the next week or two. So if you want a copy of those, um, we're probably going to hand address the letters, and the postcards will get sent out through Property Radar. All right, good stuff. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks,
All right,
Mike.
You're
thank
welcome.
you. Bye.
Bye.